Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girl for suggesting an open relationship and not letting her explain? All right, so picture this. I'm Josh, 32, an electrician by trade. 5 years. That's how long I'd been with Sarah. 5 damn years. We had the whole thing going, shared an apartment, talked about future plans. The works. I even started thinking about rings, the kind you wear on your finger, not the ones around Saturn. I'd seen enough shit in my life to know a good thing when I had it, and for the most part, with Sarah, it felt good. We had our squabbles, sure, but nothing that felt like it would sink the ship. You know, the usual couple stuff. Then, about a month ago, she drops it on me, out of nowhere. We were just chilling on the couch after a long day, watching some garbage on TV, and she turns to me, real casual like, and says, "What do you think about an open relationship?" My guts clenched. Man, it was like someone had just poured a bucket of ice water down my spine. I swear I felt my blood pressure shoot up. I didn't even know how to react at first. My brain just hit a brick wall. 5 years. And this is what she throws at me. My first thought was, did I hear that right? So I said, elaborate. Just one word. Quiet. Trying to keep my voice steady. Because sometimes, you know, people say stupid shit and don't really mean it. Or maybe it's just a fleeting thought. I was giving her an out. A chance to say, oh, I was just kidding. Or I heard something about it and was curious. Anything but what came next. But no, she wanted us to be able to have sex with other people. Just like that. Matter of fact. No hesitation. Like she was asking if I wanted pizza for dinner. My chest got tight. My jaw felt like it was locked. For 5 years, I'd been building something with this woman. Something I thought was solid. Exclusive. I'd pictured a future. A house. Maybe even some rugrats running around. And she wanted to hit the reset button and invite other dicks into our bed. I took a deep breath, trying to keep my shit together. My hands were already clammy. I could feel the anger simmering, but also this cold, hard clarity settling in. I've seen enough stories online, heard enough tales from buddies, to know exactly where this road leads. It leads to heartbreak, betrayal, and a whole lot of pain. I'm not some naive kid who thinks open relationship means more love and happiness. It means more problems, more heartache, and usually, it means someone's already got an exit strategy in mind. Or, worse, they've already put it into motion. We're done, I said. It came out quiet, almost a whisper, but I meant every single syllable. There was no hesitation in my voice, no wavering. It was a statement of fact, not a threat. Her eyes went wide. She actually looked shocked, like I was supposed to say, "Oh, that's an interesting idea. Sarah, let's explore it." Wait, what? Josh. No, I didn't mean it like that. She stammered, trying to backtrack. The hell you didn't, I shot back, my voice gaining some edge now. The anger was rising, but it was a controlled anger, not a screaming fit. The fact that you even had the nerve to suggest it, after 5 years, is a deal breaker. Period. She kept trying. Man, but, Josh, listen to me. My friends were talking about it, and I was just curious. Bullshit. I've heard that one before. Blame the friends. Blame something external. Anything but your own damn thoughts and desires. The truth is, that thought doesn't just pop into your head because your friends are talking about it. That thought has been brewing, marinating, and probably even planning. And for a woman to suggest an open relationship to her man, especially after 5 years of commitment, that's a green light for her to cheat. Or, more likely, she's already got someone lined up. Or she's already in bed with someone else. I'm not an idiot. I've lived long enough to recognize the patterns. I wasn't going to listen. I just shook my head. My gut was screaming at me. This wasn't a discussion to be had. This wasn't a compromise to be made. This was a line in the sand. And she had just crossed it with both feet. I knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that if I let her explain, if I gave her an inch, she'd take a mile. She'd spin some yarn, gaslight me, make me feel like I was the bad guy for not being open-minded or trusting or whatever other bullshit they come up with these days. I don't want to hear it, I said, getting up from the couch. My body felt like it was running on pure adrenaline. My heart was pounding. But it wasn't fear. It was a kind of righteous anger, a feeling of self-preservation kicking in. I started walking towards the bedroom. The fact you even brought it up means we're on completely different pages. I'm not doing this. She followed me, still trying to explain, to apologize, to make me see her side, as if there was a side to wanting to sleep with other people while still calling yourself my girlfriend. Josh, please, don't be like this. You're overreacting. Overreacting. For wanting a faithful, Exclusive relationship. 5 years in, I didn't say anything else. I just started pulling out a duffel bag from the closet. Clothes, toothbrush, a few essentials. I needed to get out of there. I needed space to think, to breathe. Away from her whining and her fake apologies, she thought I was such a pushover, such a soft touch, that I'd just roll over and take it. She thought her amazingness would make me agree to whatever she wanted. She was wrong, dead wrong. While I was packing, she was still going, on and on. Where are you going? You can't just leave. We need to talk about this. I'm going to my parents. I told her, zipping up the bag. My voice was calm, almost detached. The more she pleaded, the more certainty I felt in my decision. This was the right move. This was the only move. And there's nothing to talk about. We're done. She's been blowing up my phone ever since. Texts, calls, voicemails. She's tried the I miss you card, the I made a mistake card, the I was just confused card, all the usual plays. And her friends, oh yeah, they've started coming out of the woodwork too. Mutual friends, her friends, even a text from her sister, all telling me I overreacted, that I'm being toxic, that I should give her a chance to explain. They're painting me as the bad guy, the cold-hearted bastard who dumped his girlfriend for a simple misunderstanding. But I know what it is. It's permission to cheat. Plain and simple. And once that door's open, it never closes. It just gets wider. My mental health, my peace of mind, my damn assets, all of it would be on the line if I stayed. I've seen it happen too many times to other guys. This isn't a mistake I'm going to make. Not again. See, I've made my share of mistakes in relationships, especially when I was younger. In my early 20s, I dated a girl who was always needing space after arguments. Turns out, her space was just a euphemism for time with some other dude she was seeing on the side. I kept taking her back because I was so damn lonely and thought I could fix her. I'd overcompensate, give her more attention, more gifts, more of my time, thinking that if I just did enough, she'd finally see my worth and commit. I even defended her to my buddies who kept telling me she was playing me for a fool. I was so convinced I was different, that my love was strong enough to change her. That was a brutal lesson in trust and self-worth. Another time, I was with a woman who always played the victim. Every single fight was my fault, no matter what. If I brought up something she did that bothered me, she'd immediately flip it, saying I was making her feel unsafe or being controlling. I even went to couples therapy with her, thinking a professional could help us bridge the gap. All it did was give her more therapy speak to weaponize against me. You're not respecting my boundaries. Josh, she'd say, when all I was doing was asking for basic courtesy. I sunk so much time and money into that relationship, holding on to the idea that if I just kept trying, it would work. That sunk cost fallacy is a bitch. Men, it makes you blind to how much you're actually losing. Those experiences taught me a lot. They taught me to trust my gut. They taught me to recognize the manipulation tactics, the gaslighting, the shifting blame, and they certainly taught me to never, ever ignore red flags because of physical attraction or the hope that someone will change. People show you who they are. You just gotta be willing to see it. This time, with Sarah, I saw it instantly. The moment she uttered those words, the entire history of those past relationships flashed through my mind. It was like a pattern recognition system going off in my head. No, this wasn't about saving her. This wasn't about fixing anything. This was about self-preservation. I'm an electrician. My work is methodical, precise. If a circuit is faulty, you don't just keep trying to run power through it, hoping it'll fix itself. You cut the power, you isolate the problem, and you fix it, or you replace the damn thing. This relationship was faulty, and the fault was fundamental. My buddies, bless them, have been great. When I told Mark, he just nodded. Dude, you did the right thing. No woman asks for that unless she's already got someone in mind, or she's already doing the dirty. He's been divorced, so he knows the drill. He saw his ex-wife pull similar stunts, only she didn't even bother to ask for an open relationship. She just went ahead and cheated. My friend, Dave, who's been married for 10 years, said, you can't take that back. Manny, it shows her cards. She's fine with you and her being intimate with others. That's a fundamental difference in values. They've been a solid sounding board. A reality check when her texts try to make me second-guess myself. That's the thing about good male friendships. They're a damn fortress when the world outside tries to tell you you're wrong for standing your ground. The funny thing is, a lot of guys online, on Reddit and YouTube, they're echoing the same sentiments. You see threads about open relationships and it's always the same story. Disaster, divorce, heartbreak. It's like a universal truth that some people just refuse to acknowledge until it blows up in their face. It's not just about sex, it's about trust, respect, and commitment. And once that foundation is cracked, the whole damn building collapses. I'm sleeping better now. Actually, the initial shock wore off, and now it's just this steady hum of relief. The constant low level anxiety I didn't even realize I was carrying. That feeling of walking on eggshells around her sometimes. It's gone. My appetite's back to normal. My focus at work is sharper. I realized how much her subtle manipulations and constant need for validation were draining me. Professionally and personally, I was always worried about what she'd say or do next, how her mood would affect my day. That shit affects everything: your energy, your drive, your ability to just exist without a knot in your stomach. She's still trying to call, sending those pathetic "I miss you" texts. But I've muted her number. I'm not going to fall for it. There's no coming back from this. She showed me who she is, what she's willing to risk, and what she truly values. And it wasn't me, or us, or the future I thought we were building. It was her own selfish desires, wrapped up in some bullshit modern relationship philosophy. The logistics of separating are going to be a pain in the ass. We live together, so I'll have to go back and get the rest of my stuff, figure out moving my tools, and disentangle our finances, but it's manageable. It's a temporary inconvenience for long-term peace. I'd rather deal with that headache now than face the absolute nightmare of staying in a relationship where I'm constantly wondering if she's off with some other guy, or planning to be. This whole thing has been a harsh reminder, but a necessary one. You gotta protect your peace, your money, your reputation, and your damn sanity. No amount of love or history is worth sacrificing that. I dodged a bullet. A massive one. I could have been planning a proposal right now, only to find out down the line that she was already scoping out her next conquest. It hurts. Sure, to lose 5 years of your life with someone you thought was the one. But the alternative would have hurt a hell of a lot more. I've learned to trust my instincts, to recognize the patterns, and to act decisively when my boundaries are violated. And I'm not apologizing for it. I did what I had to do to survive, to protect myself, and frankly, that makes me feel like a king, even if it's just for a day, wearing a Burger King crown in my head. She might be losing her mind, but I'm finally getting mine back.